Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name is Kael. I'm incredibly influential.
And my name is Maxwell, and I'm highly successful.
Today is one of the days of the week. It's pretty cool. Um
It's
today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday, the 15th, November 2023. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild?
Time flies.
Uh I would say time flies when you're having fun. I don't know if I'm having fun.
hmm
But you know what? We're here. We're queer. Let's go.
We're
Um,
here.
yeah. No, no, we're queer. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I'm
um,
not lying.
are you
Anyway,
sure?
anyway.
Um, yeah. Anywho, um, so yeah, we're here. We're doing stuff. We're doing things. Um, what has happened to me in the last 2 days since we recorded? That's that. Yeah, that's the shitty part about recording like super quick in a row. Where it's like,
Yeah. You have
yeah,
nothing to follow up your incredible Bender story from last episode?
it wasn't a bender. And also, I got drunk again last night. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Uh,
Impeccable.
yeah. Uh, yeah. I guess we'll start with that. Yeah, I guess we'll start with that. So, um, I'd been sick since last time I went out, and I thought I was gonna be sick again. I thought my fucking stomach was gonna act up, but thank God for heating pads, right? For heating pads and diaphragmatic breathing. That's like here's Kale's health tip of the day, right? If you're ever getting like indigestion and shit, for like 5-ish minutes, like focus on your breathing and really use that diaphragm to like breathe in, breathe out, get your gut moving, and that'll really help your what is it, your peristalsis, right? It's really good. It's really, really, really solid. It works. It works really well. Um but yeah, so I put on the heating pad, I did that, and I was feeling a little bit better. I It was Taco Tuesday, but just because my stomach was gonna kill me, I did not partake in the tacos.
I
And that was
see.
probably a wise choice. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, so I followed up the tradition I established, starting with a Jaeger bomb. Uh, and then so I all right. Here's the trick, right? I only spent $20 last night because you gotta all right. You gotta be nice to like if you're gonna be a regular at a bar, you gotta make friends with like some of the bartenders and shit, right? Because they'll treat you right. They'll get you that employee discount. So all in all, I got um I spent $20 last night. What was it's $6.75 for a tall. So I bought two talls and I gave the rest of the bartenders tips because I'm a good tipper. That's my yeah. Also, be a good tipper. Be a good tipper everywhere, right? They the service industry sucks. They yeah they deserve they deserve better treatment than they get. So be a good
hmm
tipper, folks. Um, but yeah, I got a Jaeger bomb to start, and then one of my friends, um, what was it, Lois. Since we're using the pseudonyms again, Lois, fucking, she's got this drink. She calls it a sexy red. It's fucking good. So I don't know if I want to reveal her recipe, but it's really good.
Right.
Um, it's very fruity and uh it's got all the right ingredients for a nice fruity drink. um and it's really, really solid, and it goes down fucking smooth. I drank 3 of those in a
Right.
row, fucking chugged them, and then I had another Jaeger bomb.
Nice.
Maxwell, I think I might be an alcoholic.
Yeah. I can see that.
But I went like 10 days without getting drunk, so it can't be that bad, right? I can stop anytime I want. I just like to party. And I think that's the plan for Thursday night and Friday night. I don't want to party super duper hard on Friday night, but on Thursday night, I'm going to get fucked up.
Right.
I am going to get fucked. That's it. I'm going to get fucked. Yeah, no, that we're partying. Cuz it's like my last night in town for a while, you know? Cuz I know my mom's not going to let me get fucking drunk on what is it? While I'm there with her. She's not going to let me do a Jaeger bomb. That's my mother.
What? How
Yeah.
dare she not?
That's what I'm saying, right? But yeah, I don't know. It was good though. I had a good time. I was only there for a little while. Yeah, I was only there for like 2-ish hours, and then I struggled to walk home. I did not give myself a lot of time to sober up.
No.
Yeah, it was. I was a little tipsy. I was a little bit tipsy, but I made it home. I made it in my own bed. That's all you can ask for, you know.
I guess so.
Better to wake up in my bed than someone else's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were running loose.
Oh, not even close. Not even close. Again,
Oh.
you should see me on Thursday night. That's yeah. I think Thursday I'm gonna go fucking ape shit, and then Friday I've got Friday night I've got to make sure I don't get too bad, because if I do get too bad, then that if I get a hangover and I have to fly to and I have to fly all the way to fucking Jacksonville on Saturday hungover, that is going to be miserable, and I would
You
not
don't
want to
say.
exist.
You don't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I would not want to. First of all, I'd have to drive like an hour and a half to the airport. Then I'd have to fly from there to Charlotte, and then connection in Charlotte all the way down to fucking Jacksonville. And oh, that would be terrible hungover. That would be so bad. Oh, Jesus. I'm lucky I haven't gotten that bad yet. I think the trick is give yourself some time to sober up before you go to sleep. And it helps. Cuz that's what I've been doing, and it works so far. Even though I got pretty tipsy. I haven't blacked out yet though. I mostly remember what happened.
Amazing.
I know. I've really grown into my Irish roots. I feel like I'm doing my people a service. We're 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 really doing the Republic of Ireland proud, aren't we?
Sure you are.
Hey, isn't your dad Irish too?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
And you just can't handle your alcohol at all. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Shame. But yeah, that was good. And then I don't know. My struggle is whenever I go out, right? I'm like, do I want to get something new, or do I want to stick to the old classics, right? Cuz if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Jaeger and Red Bull is still Jaeger and Red Bull. You're going to have a good time. But also, doesn't it say on the can of Red Bull that says don't mix this with your shots? I feel like it does.
I would assume it does.
Well, maybe the makers of Red Bull shouldn't be such pussies. They should figure out what it's here for. Red Bull gives you wings, man. Don't clip my wings. That's yeah. But yeah, I have enjoyed the party lifestyle. It is a party, because it looks like I could fuck this all up here at the end, but it looks like I'm gonna pass all my classes.
Well, that's
I've
good.
I've got about 3 weeks left of class. Like not including Thanksgiving, but like 3 weeks of like actual class left, and it's like that's really weird. By the way, it's it feels like yesterday it was August, right? Like what happened in October? Because like it like simultaneously it feels like the longest and the shortest month of my entire life, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
can make sense.
yeah. It feels like October just disappeared, but that could have been all the drinking I was doing because it's legal now. I might have time traveled through it a little bit. That that explains a
Powerful
lot.
stuff.
It is. It is powerful stuff. You know. See, everybody's always talking about like, oh, what would you do if you could travel to the future? I'm like, bro, I figured that out a long time ago, baby. It's a little thing called Fireball. Take a couple
Yeah.
drinks of that, and you'll be flash forward.
All the time slips by.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's got a couple side effects though. Jesus. When you wake up after, you might not be feeling so hot. But
Yeah. So,
yeah.
drink responsibly.
Fine. Whatever. Sure, I guess. I guess if you want to. No, drink responsibly, kids. Don't die of liver poisoning, please. Don't don't get Amy Winehouse, please. We love you. Um it feels wrong for me to say that.
Yeah, well then why did you say it?
Cuz it's funny. Cuz it's really really dark. It's like that one time where I was like, do you think the world would be better or worse if Big Bird died in the Challenger disaster? Right? You know, some some things are just so offensive that you have to say them. Right?
I see.
Yeah. That's I'm breaking
I
down the
see.
walls
I
of
don't
comedy.
yeah, I don't think I could fully agree, but I can see.
I mean, like, come on. If somebody set you up for that, you'd have to say it, right? Come on. Let's be real here. Everybody knows. You gotta say something like that. Come on. If you're teed up for it, you got to. Right? I don't know. Am I crazy? Are you crazy?
You
Who's
just
crazy here?
might be.
Who's taking the crazy pills here? Because I'm definitely not. Feels like maybe I should be taking crazy pills.
Hmm.
But
Prescribe
yeah.
you with some crazy pills.
Yeah. That was my night last night. Um how was yours?
I had class.
Still sounds like a fucking good time to me.
Yeah, it
Uh
was all right, you know.
which class was this?
This is my, well, I had two classes. I had a
Mhm.
social justice class and a social construction of whiteness class.
I see.
Yes,
Social construction of whiteness.
that's right.
I mean, y'all should have brought me in. It should there should be like a show and tell where you bring in the whitest person you know and you would bring me.
I'm probably this, well, I'm I don't think it's that kind of class. There's no show and tell for white people.
I think I think you probably if I taught the class, that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. I'd be like, bring in your white person. Everybody has the whitest person they know, and you got to bring them in.
Well, don't take any offense when I say I'm glad you're not the one teaching my class.
But I don't know. I think that could be a valuable exercise because, um, actually, we kind of went over something similar in management class yesterday, um, where I think it could be of value because what do you describe as white? What stereotypes do you attribute to a white person? So when you say
What?
someone is the whitest person you know, what kind of traits do they have in common, right? And so then we can see the social construction of white people. See? I'm actually a genius. I'm actually a genius.
I'm not quite following you. I don't really understand what you mean by like, I don't know,
Like you know
white.
how
Like what?
when like you know how when you describe someone as you can describe someone as white or you can describe someone as white, right? I'm talking about the second one. Like
See, they sounded exactly the same.
no, it's the intonation. It's the intonation, right? So there's white people and then there's white people. You catch my cold?
No.
I don't know how much clearer I can make it, right? There's like, white people and then there's like stock photo white people, right? There's like Mormon white people, if that makes sense. You know?
Um, okay.
Like white people. do do you
Uh-huh.
not see that? I see that all the time. Right? Like
What do
like
you
those
see?
people like the people who are like delish quinoa, Susan, and drive around in a Prius and um listen to
Oh,
1989 Taylor's version.
you mean like inoffensive stereotypes?
Yes.
Because those stereotypes are not offensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? What if you bring in the whitest person you know and you bring them in, what traits do they have in common? So, because society has this image around white people and they have stereotypes about white people. Again, for example, delish quinoa, Susan, or drives a Subaru Outback, or that's like gay white people. But point stands. Um, we talked about that with cars yesterday. So my management teacher put up like 6 cars on the screen, right? And she was like, "What kind of person drives this?" And it's a red minivan. And we're like, obviously, soccer mom, obviously. Um, and then they had like this green, like 1980s Chevy van that's kind of in disrepair, and we're like, who drives that? And we're like, meth dealers or kidnappers. Um,
Whoa.
and we had Subaru out, and there was a Subaru Outback. And you know what I said? I raised my hand. I said, I know exactly who this is. That is a 25-year-old recent IT grad who moved to Salt Lake City to start a tech startup and who likes to go rock climbing on the weekends and who wears Chacos all the time. That's what kind of person drives a Subaru Outback. And that's what I'm saying. Stereotypes, social constructions, these images we have about people. I think there would be some value in that. I think that exercise would be very, very insightful. So that's why they should let me teach that class.
Okay. Well, I think if you did, we would be in a lot of trouble in recognizing social and racial issues. Just my take.
But
Just
all
my
right,
take.
all right. Let me cook here. You know that fucking comedy group, The Whitest Kids You Know?
Yes,
It's
like,
like that.
but they have no, they had nothing to do. Their whole thing is nothing to do with what you're talking about,
No, but like the
other
name,
than
right?
name. Other than
Yes,
the name,
but the image from that name conjures up a certain image, right? And I'm trying to analyze that image. And I think that's what the class is trying to analyze. When you say white person, what do you think?
I
And
mean,
that's what we're trying to get down to. That's what we're trying to break barriers. We're trying to heal. Okay? We're trying to heal. We're trying to heal the racial divide in this country. And we can only do that by making fun of white people. Because we're objectively funny, right? Like, as a full white person, we're kind of like hilarious to make fun of, right? You can say it. You can say it. I'll let you say it,
What?
Maxwell. That white people are funny to make fun of.
I mean, yeah. No, I don't see a problem in it.
Yeah, we're hilarious. We are the
But I think those are two different things. I think white people being funny and making fun of white people are two different things. I am answering yes, it is fun to make fun of white people.
I think the stereotypes around white people are funny. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just that there's just so many jokes. There's just so many jokes that you could do. I it's almost unfathomable, one of those two. How many jokes you can make about white people, because they're so fucking funny. The idea of them is so fucking funny. They're you anytime someone says like delish quinoa Susan, my brain breaks. That's how funny it is to me. Like, I am sad that I lacked the creativity to come up with that,
Right.
you know? But I think they were making that joke before I was born. However, I don't care. I'm still pissed. Cuz that I want that to be my legacy. I want that to be that if I had that legacy on comedy, that would be pretty good. If any of my jokes were that big and that funny.
You
I
would have
don't know.
made it.
I would be one of the greats, right? The person who came up with Delish Quinoa Susan is on the level of like Robin Williams or George Carlin, right? Legendary comedians.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck.
Legendary.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right. I need to ask you a question. Since we're talking about legendary comedians, I want you to I want to hear your influences in comedy. Let's hear it.
My influences.
Yeah. You are technically a professional comedian in air quotes, just like me. So you have to have some kind of influence, right? I don't know. I do. I have my list.
Share your list first.
Um, probably Norm Macdonald. He's on there. He's really funny, or he was. God, I miss him. He's great. Um, yeah, Norm was really good. Uh, probably John Mulaney. He's really good. I like a lot of his sets. He's got really good delivery. Um, who else? Who else? Fuck, who makes me laugh like that? I don't see. I would like to say Robin Williams. I don't think our comedy fits quite like that, but he's definitely one of my favorites. I just don't know if I'm if I've been influenced by him enough.
Right.
But also, I don't think it would really come through in a podcast setting if he was one of my influences, because he was a very physical comedian, and this is an audio only medium. Dear God, if we ever did this live,
You just have
I
to imagine how funny he was, you know?
yeah,
Like,
just imagine
imagine
me.
all the visual comedy that happened.
Yeah, just imagine all the visual comedy that I'm doing right now that you can't see. It makes it 10 times funnier. Yeah, it's way funnier. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know who would be number 3. Um, Here, you start naming some, and then maybe I'll come back to that.
Um, well, I guess Matthew Perry would be pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, do, 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 do. Fuck. I don't
I
know.
know
I'm
it's hard.
lost. I'm lost on comedians.
it's hard to like look back at yourself and analyze it from that like outside looking in perspective.
Right.
Ah, fuck. Man, that's hard. Man. Yeah. I don't know how like every comedian says like, "Oh yeah, here's all my influences and shit," right? Cuz this is hard.
Hmm.
I know. Oh, Bill Burr. Bill Burr. 100%. He's my number 3.
Man's pretty funny.
He's really funny. He's really fucking funny. Oh my god. I yeah. I used to be big on Netflix comedy specials. Like that's how I would spend my nights. I would just watch shit ton of Netflix comedy specials, and his were like some of my favorites. But there's a lot of really good ones. Oh, Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr. He's this British comedian. He's really funny. I like him a lot. He's kind of deadpan a little bit. Um, he's got a weird laugh. You know him by his laugh, but he's really funny, and he just says like really just like offensive shit, and I yeah. He's kind of gone down the hole where he's like, oh, cancel culture is too PC and all that. But like back in the day when he was actually saying like offensive shit, it killed. It fucking killed. So those are probably my main 4. I don't know. But yeah, who are yours?
Uh, I guess Matthew Perry, John Mulaney, Norm Macdonald, Robin Williams, some some people.
Are you just gonna steal all the ones that I did and then add Matthew Perry there on the end of it?
Yeah, because that man was so funny.
He really was. He really was. Gone too soon. Did you see? Oh, did you see that tribute post that Matt LeBlanc put out?
No, I haven't seen it.
That broke my heart. That was sad. Yeah, don't look at it during the podcast. You might actually fucking cry because
Okay.
that was some good. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was sad. Yeah. Death is fucking cringe. Death is stupid.
Death is cringe, y'all.
It is. It is. And it sucks when like a lot of like the people you grew up with are now like older cuz you have to start like mentally preparing for that. Right? Like Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett was an example. I was not prepared for that. And and then he's gone. And then fucking Robin Williams, I that was a blindside. Um and Bowie too. Cuz Bowie was like he wasn't nearly that old. So that was yeah. 2016 was a fucking shit year. That was awful. That was yeah. Like if you're a fan of any industry, any kind of celebrity, uh at least one person from every industry died that year and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we never have a fucking year like that ever again cuz that was bad. 2017 wasn't much better. Yeah, that that Oscars in memoriam thing is gonna be pretty rough.
What, this year?
Yeah. I hope they do a nice long thing for Matthew Perry. He deserves it. Yeah.
Well,
He wasn't making like
he wasn't making
Oscar worthy.
movies.
Yeah, he wasn't making like that many movies. He wasn't making like Oscar worthy cinema. He wasn't really, he wasn't doing anything groundbreaking, but you know what? He was fucking great. He was good and he was good at it, right? That's all you can ask for. Good TV that you can just slip into and just forget reality. That's what Friends was, and it was great. And fucking Ah, that's cringe. That's cringe. Death is cringe.
That's cringe.
It is. It is. That's gonna be the title of this episode. Is Death is cringe. There you go.
There you go.
Because it is. It is. Name one thing less cringe or more cringe than death.
Can't.
Exactly.
It's just
Exactly.
so cringe. It's just so cringe, man.
The most cringe thing in the world. So I've decided that I'm not going to die.
Oh.
Yeah. I've decided I would prefer not to. Yeah. I've been that's my announcement. I've got an announcement for you all before we go to the ad break. Yeah, I've just decided I'm not going to die. So yeah, I'm gonna be making this podcast forever. So suck it. Suck it up, Buttercup. Your fucking grandkids are gonna be listening to this shit. There you go. Merry fucking Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the ad break. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. This episode is sponsored by Liquid IV, the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. We've been partnering with them all summer, and I've been using it to beat the heat through some of these particularly nasty heat waves. While it was scorching hot outside, I was staying cool and refreshed with Liquid IV and their 12 delicious flavors.
One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you twice as fast and far more efficiently than water alone, and it also contains 5 essential vitamins and 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, without any GMOs, gluten, dairy, or soy. Liquid IV is also committed to equitable access to clean water worldwide, partnering with leading organizations to fund and foster innovative solutions with communities that protect both their water and their futures, and donating 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code IIHSPodcast, all one word, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code IIHSPodcast, again, all one word, at liquidiv.com. Thank you again to Liquid IV for partnering with us. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all-virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. I want to die. I'm so congested right now. I'm so sorry if I sound like death.
'Tis the flu season.
Man, I just got over being sick. I don't want to get sick again. This is not fair. This is so not fair. If it's not one thing, it's another. Every single time. It's bullshit. But yeah, no. I want to
Die because of
cut out my
congestion.
Yeah. I want to hook a vacuum up to my sinuses and just suck out all the fucking grossness in my body. Jesus Christ. Oh, I feel like death. Yeah. Everybody take your fucking allergy meds or take a fucking Dayquil. In solidarity with me suffering. Jesus. Ugh. I'm not even going outside. I'm not even outside, and it's this. It's this bad. It's this bad.
It's just
awful.
this bad.
It is. It's not fair. I blame the establishment. I offer a challenge to the establishment, so they're like, we're gonna cripple him. We're gonna turn on his allergies. We're gonna make him feel like death. Well, guess what? Here I am making waves, telling the truth, Speaking truth to power. Hell yeah. There you go.
There you go.
I'm so fucking this is so dumb. What are we doing? What even is this?
I really
We're
don't know. I don't
we're
know how to
talking
explain it.
we're talking to like hundreds of people, all over the fucking world from on 6 continents, not Antarctica yet. We're still working on that. I'm still pissed about that. I want someone from Antarctica to listen to this. All right, you know what? I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think this is going to be our time, right? You know why? Because it's about to be summer there, right? And that's when most
Yeah.
people are living there. So, I think this is going to be your time. I think we're going to finally break into the penguin market. So, there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So, someone from Antarctica, listen to this fucking podcast, please. I'll put the tag. I'll put the Antarctica tag in the podcast description.
Yeah, just to
That way
get
we
it.
get the
It gets
search
more
engine
following.
optimization.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, the SEO. Fuck yeah. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. We're breaking into the leopard, seal, and penguin market, and that's it because nothing else lives in Australia. What? Antarctica. What would you do? What would you do if that was Australia too? If Australia was just penguins, like it's still a desert, but it's penguins. It's penguins and leopard seals, and that was it. I think that would be pretty lit, honestly. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
I
Just
mean,
nothing but penguins all over the goddamn place, just covered in penguin shit. They shit a lot. Have you ever seen like a penguin enclosure? They shit a lot.
I have not. I've not really been, in, you know, privy to that experience.
You've never been to the Central Park Zoo? Because the Central Park Zoo has them.
Nope, I have not.
You've never been to the Central Park? What do
Well,
you do?
I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you do in New York City for fucking 20 years, for 2 whole decades, and not go to the fucking Central Park Zoo, right? Like, even I've been to there and to the Bronx Zoo. So that was like one of the first things I did in New York City when I was a kid, because this was like right after we moved to New Jersey, me and my mom, and we were like 30 miles outside the city, so it's like not even that far. So we would just take the train in all the time, and we'd because my mom would have me for the weekend, so she'd just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not working on Saturday, we're going to the fucking city, hell yeah. And we just we go there, and yeah, we saw them motherfucking penguins and lions and shit. I don't know, I forget what's there. It's been, oh Jesus Christ, it's been like 17 years. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm old.
Do you feel old yet?
I feel
Do you feel
decrepit.
do you feel old?
I feel like a goddamn dinosaur, actually. Yes. I feel like a goddamn hadrosaur. I feel like a goddamn fucking trilobite from the Cambrian era, man. I feel fucking old. This is highly uncool. This is highly uncool that I'm allowed to be this old, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck time, fuck mortality, fuck the forces of nature. This is bullshit. I hate it. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It feels like I went to the beach that makes you old. You know? Cuz it's going by too fast. It's ridiculous. Why? Why does
Right.
this happen to me? I know it happens to everyone, but why does it have to happen to me? Okay? I'm special. I'm special. I shouldn't have to go through this. Yeah, not fair. Not fair. It is highly unfair that I would suffer for this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. I just opened my group chat that I have, or one of them that I have, and somebody just said something about $5 sushi Wednesday, and that just sounds like the way to the worst food poisoning you'll ever have in your entire life. That's so bad. That's so bad. $5 sushi when ew. That's how you die, right? Am
That's
I crazy?
that's how you go.
Man, I've gotten some pretty bad like stomach infection. I've gotten giardia a couple times. You know, I've faced the devil before, but
Whoa.
that just seems like you're doing it to yourself at that point, right? Like, come on, you can't you can't do that, man. That's just asking for pain. Oh, oh, that sounds awful. That sounds so bad. Can we make a pact, right? Me and you. We're never going to eat $5 sushi, okay?
Okay.
If we're gonna eat sushi, we should eat like it should be at least $10, right?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. Good. Let's make a pact on that. Okay. We're in front of God and the audience and everyone. If you ever catch me eating fucking $5 sushi, I want you to slap me across the face as hard as you can. I will deserve it. Okay? So please do not let me do that cuz I don't want to die. That sounds so bad. Ugh. Ugh. Like why? It's raw fish. It's raw fish for under $5. What in what universe is that a good idea?
I don't know.
Some people's kids. Some people's kids. You know? That's what we'll leave it at. We'll leave it at some people's kids. Oh my god. All right, all right. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to Virginia.
Which part?
Um, I'm going to Reston, Virginia.
Reston, Virginia. Are you going to rest in Reston?
Possibly.
I mean, I would hope, right? Like, yeah. So why Reston, Virginia? Why there specifically? If you're going to be in the DMV area.
Well, my uncle lives there, so that's a good
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah, it's good a reason as any. Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. Um, yeah, I mean it's a nice area. I would definitely say that the as far as the DMV area, I would say I'm partial to the V myself, but I know that's a little bit blasphemous when our number one Patreon supporter is firmly in the on the M side. So uh, I know it's little bit blasphemous, but you
Is
know
there
what?
something I'm not reading about the this acronym?
DMV,
Right.
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
didn't realize that.
yeah. So the yeah is what we call it. I'm yeah. I I guess as someone who lived very close to that for a long time, or I guess relatively speaking, pretty close to that. Um, I guess that comes naturally to me, but
Uh-huh. Okay.
but yeah, I'm familiar with the area, so yeah. Yeah, Arlington, Reston, Washington D.C. That area. It's not
You
bad.
know it. You know
I
it.
do. It uh
Somehow I never knew this.
Yeah. Remember when I was telling you about the whole about the plan for the East Coast, um, the IIHS Atlantic Coast road trip extravaganza? I
Yes, right.
I looked at New York to Washington D.C. and I never realized that they're only about like 4 hours away. Like that kind of fucked me up. I was like, wait, hang on, what the fuck? Why is how did I never put that together? But it makes sense, I guess. You know, I never looked at it on a map before, but that does make sense.
Hmm.
But yeah, imagine how shitty of a fucking like back in the day, right? When you were like a like if you were like a Alexander Hamilton, right? If you were like a politician from New York and they
Yeah.
moved the capital from New York City to Washington D.C., I would have been pissed. I'd have been pissed. I'd have been like, bro, you just added like fucking 3 days of commute, asshole. I have to take this on a fucking horse and buggy. The fucking there's like a bunch of potholes in the road, and there's like no suspension on it. So every time we bump a fucking pothole, I go like 6 inches in the air. It's fucking yeah. I'd be pissed at him. I'd be pissed at him.
Atrocious.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I fucking politicians, they pretend they have it bad now where they're like, "Oh, I have to I have to have a second house in Washington D.C. cuz it's just so far to get home." And it's like, "Bro, at least you didn't have to fucking horse and buggy there from like imagine being like the fucking senator from Georgia, right? And you had to horse and buggy all the way to New York City. That would suck so much dick. That would be terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's true. Like, how did they commute back then?
Fucking slowly. Jesus. Oh my god. And like there were bandits and like bears and um dragons and shit back then. Yeah, it's crazy. It was wild. I guess that's why they called it the Wild West.
Indeed.
No corrections on that. No corrections.
None.
No notes. All right, good. I'm glad. Um, because as we know, that's how it was. That's how it was back then. This is documented fact. You know, what, who are you going to argue with? Somebody you're going to argue with somebody who was actually there? I thought not. I thought not. There you go. Fuck, that would suck. Cause like, uh, cause like you'd have to go through like the fucking swamp, right? Because like that whole area, like Baltimore's not as bad, but like Washington D.C. was just a fucking swamp, right? When they say they're gonna drain the swamp, they mean it. Washington D.C. is fucking. It's almost as bad as New Orleans, right? It is fucking gross ass, muddy ass swamp. Is gross. Is yucky.
It's muddy.
Yeah, yeah. So fucking just like imagine having to just walk through that like your horse and buggy would stop, like the wheels would stop, and you'd have to like get out and just like walk and get mud all over your goddamn boots, and you're like, I'm a senator, I shouldn't have to put up with this shit, right? Yeah. Fuck that.
Yes.
It sounds like I'm fucking venting my frustration from having
Yeah.
had to do that.
It's like you don't understand what it was like to be on horse and buggy
Yeah.
and a politician.
And a politician. That's even worse, right? Yeah, that's the people who really deserve sympathy nowadays. Is the politicians? Don't you agree?
Yeah, bro.
They really
Yeah.
have it hard.
Yep.
They
Totally.
they deserve more um um just everything really. That's what they
Yeah,
deserve.
really. They
They
deserve it.
yeah. I mean they're
Whatever
they're
they had
better than
coming.
us. Yeah,
whatever.
they're better than us. They yeah, yeah. That's yeah, yeah. They're they truly are a higher class of citizen than us, and we should count ourselves lucky to even be graced in their presence.
Right.
Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, in all seriousness, everything I just said was not a lie. That is the truth. You should, you should send a gift basket to your local politician. Um, just for no reason. Because they deserve it. They work so hard for you. You know, it's so taxing to sit in a room all day. You know, it's so draining. Uh, yeah. Don't you agree?
Yeah, they really just have it rough sitting in those chairs of theirs.
Truly, the ivory throne does not have enough lumbar support. You know what I mean?
Not even close.
You know what? That's true.
That's
That's
why
true.
that's why they need, whatever you can give them to help support their poor backs.
Yes, yes. Give them all of your money. Um, and also, I'd like to mention I'm running for president, so you should
What a great segue.
what a coincidence!
you really got it with these segues.
What a coinky dink right there. Yeah, I haven't gotten into the debates yet, but uh, don't worry about it. I'll get there soon.
Who has?
You'll see me on stage with Joe and Donald. I'll be there. I'll be right in the middle. I'll be like, um, you know what? They'll be like, oh, the economy and jobs, and I'll be like, you know what I want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about horse and buggy. You know, like can we just pour one out for those guys? And then like the crowd's gonna go wild, and I'll win all the votes. I'm gonna win every state by a margin of 110%. Like people are gonna be like coming back from how Donald was like, the people are coming back from the dead to vote. They're doing voter fraud. They're doing they're getting their dead relatives to vote, folks. It's okay. It's okay. I was talking about that. People are literally gonna come back from the dead to vote for me. That's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like there are 330 million people in America, right? There's going to be 500 million votes. Count fucking place your bets now. That's what's going to happen. Is it legal to bet on the outcome of an election?
Um, I I don't know. I don't see why it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I don't see why it should be illegal to bet on anything. I think gambling is cool and fun. And
Oh,
you should
oh
try
yeah.
it sometime. We're
Wow,
being bad influences today.
yeah, I can see that.
We're being bad influences. But you know what? You know what? It's
What?
okay.
What else
It's
is
okay.
there?
It's
Okay,
it's okay.
if you say so.
I don't make me say it in the Trump voice because I will. I will whip out the Trump voice. I will do the rest of this podcast in the Trump voice.
Oh yeah.
Is that a challenge?
No, I believe you, you know.
Am I being challenged? Am I being challenged right now, folks? It's okay. He likes to do that little thing. He loves that. He loves that, and he says "folks" a lot. And he does the "it's okay." He likes to whisper "it's okay." It's like he's talking to himself. He's like, it's okay, Donald. It's okay. They still love you." He needs a hug. Is what he needs.
No, he needs jail time.
No, I think it would make him less evil if we gave him a hug. I mean, I'm sure he'll be getting a lot of hugs in jail, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. I do know what
Uh,
you mean.
by men, by hot, sweaty, burly men.
Yeah.
That if you couldn't tell,
He said he'd kiss that guy over there. He'd give him a big kiss. He wouldn't enjoy it, but he would do it.
I know that's a real quote from him.
It is a real quote from him.
That's the best part because I know that is definitely a real quote from him, and it's fucking hilarious. He's the he's the funniest president we've ever had. He is the funniest president we've ever had.
Yeah, and most dangerous.
I don't care if we all die; it'll at least be worth it because he's fucking hilarious. I would shit myself laughing before we all fucking died, but it'd be worth it.
Right. Because
It's so
that's what would have to happen.
it's so fucking funny. He just says the dumbest shit. It's in it. Like, come on. You can't admit, you can't avoid admitting that that is the funniest shit ever, right? He literally said fucking Kofefe on an official White House Twitter account. Like, come on.
This is true.
Like, he was on the toilet and he passed the fuck out and he hit the fucking send tweet button. He was on the toilet at 3 a.m. typing a tweet and he passed the fuck out. What other president has done that? In the Oval Office? Or, I don't know. If I was, all right. When I become president, I want to make all the bathrooms oval as well. So that way, those are all Oval offices as well.
You just want a bunch of oval bathrooms.
Yeah. So that way I can say, oh, I got to go from the Oval Office to the Oval Office, if you know what I mean. And I would say that literally every day in my entire, obviously 2 terms. So 8 years. For 8 fucking years, I would say that.
You're obviously 2 terms.
Yes, I'm going to be a 2-term president. Let's be real here. Let's be honest with ourselves here. I've got, I've got the skills to pay the bills. I'd be a great president. Top 3 of all time. It'd be Abraham Lincoln, FDR, and I'm sorry, Teddy. I'm sorry, but I'm number 3. I'm number 3. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. What are you gonna do about it?
I guess he'll just be a face on Mount Rushmore.
What's that Drake line? I think it's Drake, where it's my Mount Rushmore is me with 4 different expressions.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I would.
Is that what you would do, Mr. President?
I wouldn't do it to Mount Rushmore, but you know how Stone Mountain, Georgia is a bunch of like Confederate. It's like the Confederate Mount Rushmore. I would place a bunch, like I would obviously I would get the proper permits and shit, right? But I would strategically place like dynamite in a bunch of various places, right? And I snap my fingers, blow them all up, right? And it'd be like in cartoons, right? When like remember when SpongeBob like taps his chisel into the marble once and it creates a statue? That's what would happen. It would be just like a cartoon. I would just strategically place all the dynamite and it would just create a perfect statue of me.
Incredible.
They would have to change. So all right, so it's Stone Mountain, right? They would get rid of the E and they would add CLUG to the front of it, and it would be Clugston Mountain. There you go. See, I'm chock full of good ideas.
Yeah, it's 1 letter away.
Exactly. You just get rid of the E. You can I don't know. You could sell it on the on eBay. I bet some motherfucker would pay a lot of money for that. I don't know. And yeah, you just and like on all the pamphlets, you'd like cross out the E with a Sharpie and write CLUG in front of it.
Mm.
And that would be the official logo too. would just be that. Because then, because then they can't say, "Oh, you're erasing history." I'm like, no, it's still the E is still there. We just crossed it out with a Sharpie. There you go. So that way, we still remember what a horrible thing they did.
What's with all these presidents and all their Sharpie handling?
I have had enough of these motherfucking presidents with these motherfucking Sharpies. Samuel L. Jackson would be my running mate.
Yeah, you just pull him out of the acting business.
I mean, Sam and I, we go way back. He'd do it. He'd do it for me.
Right.
Yeah. I want him to call. Let's see, who am I running against? Probably Ron DeSanctimonious. Because he'll still be trying to run for president by then. So I want Samuel L. Jackson at the vice president debate to just call whoever Ron's running mate is, just call him a motherfucker the whole time, right? Like, come on, would that not be amazing? He'll be like,
it would be something.
Samuel L. Jackson would be like 90 years old by then. Like, it always surprises me that Samuel L. Jackson is as old as he is because he does not show it. That man looks about the same age as my dad, if that, right? Like, my dad is 53 this year. Samuel L. Jackson looks 53. I think he's in his like 70s, right? Wow. Come on. I wish I could age that good. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Place your bets. Where do you think?
I don't know.
74. He's turning 75 this year. 1948 he was born.
Wow.
Have you and he looks like he's in his 50s. He knows some kind of fucking magic. He knows a wizard, right?
Right.
Either he knows a wizard or he is a wizard. And either way, he needs to be my running mate. That I need his magical abilities, And all right, come on. How cool would it be to be like, "Oh yeah, Joe Biden had Kamala Harris, but I have Mace motherfucking Windu as my vice president. Oh my god, wait. That means I would be Yoda. And my right hand man would be Mace Windu. Oh my god.
Yoda.
I would be Yoda. This is a dream come true. As a short king myself, I can't think of a better short king role model than Yoda. I'm basically a Muppet at this point. If you're not 6 feet, you're a Muppet. There you go. That's my that's act number 2. After I've turned all the bathrooms into ovals as well in the White House, that's act number 2. I'm signing in law into law, I guess. Sure.
Law into law.
Yes, where all people under 6 feet are second-class citizens, and they're referred to as Muppets instead of United States citizens. There you go. So
wow.
There you go. I'll have to work with the Jim Henson estate to get the licensing for that. But I think they'll work with us. Again, considering I am Yoda, right? Like, they have to,
Right.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Wouldn't that be funny? I could get Frank Oz to like narrate a campaign advertisement. He'd be like, for Cluxton you must vote. A bad Yoda impression this is. I can get the laugh right. But I can't do the voice. My Trump voice is so much better. Um. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Are you
Yeah, I'm
ready?
ready.
I think it's time. I think it's time.
Bring it
You know?
in.
Do you even know what you just signed up for?
No, I really don't.
I was gonna say you have to shove a fucking bag full of pop rocks up your ass, but I guess we could
Oh,
do a big red button instead.
what a
Um,
relief.
I mean, are you telling me you don't want to shove a bag of pop rocks up your ass?
Yeah, I would I I would be the one to say it that I don't want that.
All right. Okay. I have a I have one for you. Ready to go? This is pretty good actually. I like this one. Um you will always have pristine hygiene. Um you can physically never get dirty. So like you could wear the same clothes every day. Your clothes would never get dirty. You'd never have to shower, you never have to brush your teeth, you never have to put on deodorant or anything, right? You'd always be clean. But every bed that you sleep in is like hotel mattress level, like not like good hotel, like super 8 level uncomfortable.
Well, but I could be anywhere, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but every bed, no matter how much you spent on it, like it could be like Tempur-Pedic, um, Samsung spin cycle, sloppy toppy type shit, and it would still be like just like rock hard and like super uncomfortable.
well,
Would you do it?
I
Yes or no?
I think I would do it just 'cause I could go anywhere. And even if I
Yeah,
couldn't sleep, I would probably just sit and be content with that and get to go
yeah.
everywhere I wanted. That'd be a pretty good gig for me.
Wait, where's the go anywhere you wanted? Where'd that come from?
Oh, I just have to sleep on uncomfortable beds. That's
Yeah,
it.
all beds, no matter what, uncomfortable.
What's the benefit? What?
You never have to shower or brush your teeth or do laundry or anything ever again. You're always clean.
Oh,
Like you are Mr. Clean,
well,
basically.
maybe, you know, I don't know. That doesn't sound so bad.
You would
Just
save
'cause,
a lot of time.
yeah, well, I waste a lot of time sleeping. So maybe I would waste less time, period.
Uh I don't know. I've slept on some pretty uh unsleepable shit. It all depends on how fucking tired you get.
I see.
Cause um yeah, I slept on like a 1 inch thick styrofoam mat on hard ground, and I slept like a rock almost every night. But that was when I lived in the woods, so I was doing a lot of hard work and heavy lifting. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So it's possible. It's just, yeah. But you know how uh that classic um that classic cliche of like getting splashed by the muddy puddle in the rain when the car drives by?
Yeah, is that
Like
an image
the
I should
mud would
use?
like splatter out, right? And it would just bounce off you. Your cleanliness aura would be so strong. Like I said, you would be blessed by Mr. Clean himself, you
Right.
know? So that's I I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool. I think you would save a lot of time. Especially like for me, right? Like for me, I do a little bit more with my hair than perhaps most guys do because I've like, I've got It's not as long as it was, but it was long, and I'm growing it back out, and it's like curly and shit. So curls add a little bit of extra work. So like I take pretty good care of my hair. So if it was always like pristine, conditioned, curled, uh, bounce, thick, youthful, that sort of thing, and I never had
Yeah.
to do anything with it, that'd be pretty good. Like,
So you do it too.
yeah, like I could wake up right out of bed, put on clothes, ready to leave, instantly.
You just
That would
hate
be
sleep. That must be it, right?
no. I mean, I could sleep anywhere, no matter how uncomfortable it is. It's not great, but I could do it, and I have done it, and I will continue to do it.
I see.
But I mean, lucky for me, I've got a pretty good mattress. I've got a pretty good bed. But oh, what's really gonna piss my mom off? So, have you ever seen those like beds that can like you can raise the feet and you can raise the head and you can raise both the head and the feet?
Maybe I have.
Yeah, my mom really likes those, right? And um, and I don't really give a shit, right? Like I never use it. Um, but uh, my mom, so she has two, right? She has in her room, uh, or in her old room, I guess, and at the new house, she has a king size that has it's like split in half, right? So each person can do their own thing. Um, but we also have a queen size that has that, and that was their old bed at our old house where they didn't have as much room for king size.
Right.
Um, so, but since they were downsizing a fair amount to go from uh, our old house to where they're at in Florida, um, they gave me one of the. She calls it a sandwich bed, right? I think it's more like a taco bed, to be honest, because like it folds up from like both sides, and you're in the middle like a taco. Um,
Yeah.
but like the so she gave me one of those, and she wanted me to bring it downstairs in the guest room for her because I was never going to use it, right? Um, but we couldn't fit it down the stairs because my downstairs is very very narrow, and the opening, like the stairwell has like a very low ceiling, so we couldn't fit it down there. So I have the sandwich bed or the taco bed, and um and the guest room doesn't. But I still have not used the folding feature since I moved in back in May. So it's been Jesus Christ, it's been 6 months. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, I've never used it. So I hope that makes her right fucking peeved. I hope that peeves her right the fuck off. Thanks, mom. Love you.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't bother her too much considering, uh, she hadn't been here in a while, and also my roommate lives down there now, so it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah. But just bleeds into real life. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Hypothetical. Turn true.
But yeah, so I honestly I was okay with an old what is it with a box spring. It doesn't bother me. I could sleep very much on anything, to be honest. Although that has changed. That has changed a little bit. Um I got surgery to fix abdominal thing back in 2021, right? And I still have like scar tissue there. So like sometimes when I'm like laying down and like rolling over in certain angles, that like it really hurts because there's like the scar tissue there.
Ouch.
So that's no fun. So I can't sleep on anything anymore, but I can sleep on some pretty bad shit. Uh,
Nice.
so I think I'd be okay. I think I'd be okay. That's yeah. All in all, I would take that. I think. Would you take that?
Yeah, I would.
Hell yeah. That's a yeah. Mr. Clean, we pray for your blessing. Please give us this deal.
Please, please do.
Yeah. I want to be clean like you. I just want to be pure. It's like that Danny DeVito scene where he covers himself in fucking hand sanitizer. It's like,
Yeah,
I just want to be pure.
just like
That's
that.
me. That's us right now. That's us right now. I'll post that. Remind me, and I'll post that GIF on when we put out the episode. I'll add that with no context.
Nice. I'll have to tune in to find out.
Oh fuck. But there we go. That's a great way to end it with the image of Danny DeVito crawling around naked, covered in hand sanitizer.
Right.
That's a good image. Uh, with that, we want to thank Justin Connor, our supporter tier patron. Thank you for enabling this awful, awful experience. If you want a cool shout out like that, head on over to patreon.com and sign up for our supporter tier. But if you want to get all these episodes ad free and as soon as they're done being edited, instead of waiting till Tuesday morning, use your free trial. Get that influential and successful tier. You get an even cooler shout out, and you get access to our movie commentary tracks. We're still working on one. I don't know. We'll probably do one over Thanksgiving. I don't know. Fuck it.
Who
Why not?
knows?
Let's do it. Fuck it. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Good night, everyone. Also, social media. We're at IIHS Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Threads. Yes, we're still using Threads. So if you ever want to do like Q&A, topic suggestions, that sort of thing, that's the best place to reach us. And yeah. What is this? This is the Thanksgiving episode. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Don't get too fat. Don't don't overeat. I know it's impossible, but
It's so hard.
That's like me saying on St. Patrick's Day, don't get drunk, right? Like, come on. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Being real honest.
You know what's gonna happen. But yeah, don't get too fat. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family time, everyone. My name is Kael. I have been incredibly influential.
My name is Maxwell. I've been highly successful.
And we'll talk to you guys at some point. There you go. Merry Christmas.